Hello, my name is Everton. I work for NT Painting and Drywalling. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a window. First things first, we're here to prepare our workspace. Now, this is a drop sheet. Now, I'm going to lay out the drop sheet here. As you can see, it's a big drop sheet, but I'm just doing it halfway. Make sure you cover every area as you can if possible. Now we need to patch any imperfections here. Okay, as you can see, these little tiny holes where the carpenters have put their nail holes in there. So we need to get rid of this. Using a small tub of mud, okay, which is called Drydex. All right, kaboom! Yeah. Now, we don't want to use a big knife because if we put the mud on here, you'll be plastering it, okay? And you'll be getting so messy. So the easiest way we do is use a small knife, okay? If you don't want to use a small knife, you use your bloody finger, all right? So I'm going to show you how to use your finger and the knife, a small knife. So we take a little bit of mud and we go like this. Just squeeze it in, and then you rub off the excess. And make sure you get rid of the excess, because when you come to painting it, you will see that thick line of mud. Now, as you can see, I've rubbed it out. Okay, but we're going to still give it a little sand with a sponge. We'll come to that later. So I'm going to be patching. Now, as I said earlier on in the video, I'm going to show you how to put it on the knife. So you take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Now, if my cameraman would follow me, that's all you need is a little bit of tender loving. Okay, make sure you scrape off the excess. You can put it on heavy, but you must get rid of the excess of the mud. And if certain part you can't get the knife onto it because there's a curb, you get your finger again, put it in there, rub it off. But we don't have to rub it too much because we're going to sand it. Here we go, back to the knife, which the knife won't get on this part here. So try it. Look at that, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, as you can see, the window's taking shape now. Back to the knife, scrape off, kaboom, done. As we just finished completed patching the small nail holes, I'm rubbing my hands coming across to the top of the frame, and here, as you can see, of the mitering of the corner of the window trim, there's a joint. So we are going to fill that joint in so we don't see that, and we're going to try and make that disappear. All right, now for those who doesn't know, I'm going to put it on my knife, which you'd find it more easier to use when it comes to things like this. So I'm just going to give it a little smooth, soften her up, because she's going to be too thick and it's going to be very hard to work with. So I'm just going to give it a little smooth, like I'm putting on some makeup. Well, not me putting on makeup, like my wife putting on makeup. Well, I could say I'm making pastry or putting bread. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but at the end of the day, here we go. So, we're going to come out wide, okay? We're not going to just fill the crease of the gap. We are going to come out wide. So that's all I need. So I'll take my knife. I'm going to smooth her up, smooth her. So always hold your blade with 2 fingers on your knife so you get even pressure. So we can leave it a little bit rough because the sanding is going to get smoother out, okay? Doesn't have to look pretty at the moment. There we go, and that's all we need. It's like making cheesecake. It's like making icing. You're putting icing on your Woodwork. Look at that. Beautiful. Love it. That's all you need. Whew. We're going to be looking for gaps around the window trim. Now we've already prepped the window frame with the mud, the holes, the nail holes, the gaps. Okay, but there's only one gap here. And now I'm going to be showing you how to caulk it and to get rid of that gap. With John Wayne gun, all right? Now I'm going to pull the trigger back, all right? My revolver. I call this my revolver. Most painters call this, where's me gun? Where's me gun? You go, what gun? Caulking gun? I go, here's me revolver. Is this what you're looking for? Revolver. And then I'm going to put my big bullet in there. Yeah. All right. And I'm going to squeeze a little excess out. Look at that. Squeeze it. So making sure there's no hard bit in there. So it's all good to go. Put your caulking gun, just the tip. And remember, when you're going to be using your caulking gun, you need to sliver it. Okay? There's different ways of cutting your caulking nozzle. You can cut it big for certain things. For a little area, little gaps, you need a sliver. All right? So you get the tip of your caulking gun and you gently squeeze. I'm going to gently squeeze my revolver. Look at that. All the way down. So I've meant to squeeze that out very thick so you can see it. Now I'm going to clean it up. Must have a wet rag and use your finger. Anyway, so take your finger, wiping it off. And this is why we have a wet rag. Don't do this. It's messy, it's nasty, it's disgusting. You want to have a clean pants. These painters these days, they've got all glue on them. Look like they want to stick themselves to a wall or something. Boom! You know? Oh, look at me, I've got glue on me. No. A real painter does that. Now I'm going to clean up. Clean up. Look at that. Nice and easy. Get rid of it. Because that will come out onto your wall when you're painting. And you start putting some paint on the wall. Okay? You don't want that. Clean it up nice. Prepping is the most important. You must get your prep work nice and clean. Because when you prep it, it's going to come out into your work as you paint. When you don't prep nicely, it's going to look shambles, it's going to look horrible, it's going to look like your kid just throws some paint on the wall. Alright? And that is it. Beautiful. Then if you want, you take your fingers again and wipe it down again. And Bob's your uncle. All done. I'm going to show you how to sand this window down. Okay, what we just did with the nail holes, we gave it time to cure, we gave it time to dry. So it doesn't need a lot of sanding, all right? We just need to prep it and get it smooth. So I'm going to start off with the nail holes. Remember, you need it flat. It's all right, just got the cameraman right on my bloody face. He made me nervous, but he's a good guy. I love him. See, look at that. And always remember, God gave you fingers, so use it. Yeah, don't just sand it and walk away. You think that's okay, because sometimes the eyes makes it tricky. So you need to feel it. You know, when you feel your woman, you go, "Oh, baby, I love your skin." You know. She goes, "Oh, thank you. What are you after?" Nothing. I'm just telling you, you've got nice skin. You know what I mean? That's the way I work. That's why my work comes out good. Because I go, "Oh yeah, lovely, beautiful." Whoops. Sometimes I may have to leave that because sometimes the joints, because I put it on a bit too heavy, that it's not actually drying. It looks drying by the eye, but touch surface, that's what I said earlier on, use your hands. Now, see, it's still soft. And this one's hard enough.
Like so. There we go. Little rub. Little rub. Just rubbing down this window frame. Ba-ba. Da-da-da-da. Oh, baby, slow. See? Right behind me, mum will say, oh, baby, slow. Because I'm happy with it. I'm happy for what I just did. Rubbing it down. So when you come to paint it, it's going to look ping. See, you always look with your eyes because sometimes you still miss things. Like this here. Alright, so I'm going to get my sponge and get in there, get in that nooks and crannies. Right now, just get in the dust. Oh, that's it, yeah. Beautiful. See, I'm touching it. Get rid of that. And that's all we have to do.
Yes. Now that we've let this dry, now it's ready to be sanded down, okay, to smooth down the edge, okay, of that joint.
So sometimes it's a little bit difficult to sand, so it's because you've got to work on it because it's been put with so much heavy mud. And as you can see where the groove is, sometimes the mud's got in there where it's not supposed to be because we're concentrating on this gap here. So that's what I've got to get rid of too as well. So it's not just only the joint of the frame where the mud is gone, we've also got to get this smoothing back. Got to get this back to its water, take that mud out. What's gone over? So it's going to take a little bit of work, but not that long. Just got patience. It's patient. Patience is the key. If you rush your work's going to come out absolutely terrible.
As you can see, as I finish sanding down the joint, we're going to do some bit of priming. It's not much, it's just a little bit of a touch-up prime where it's gone bare. It's rubbed down to the surface of the wood. Everything's sanded, everything's been prepped. We've patched our holes, we've patched our joint, we've caulked our gap, and now it's ready to be primed and finished top coat. Now, before I do anything, I'm going to dust off my frame, which got all particles of dust in there. Now, we're going to be dusting down our window. The reason why we dust the frame down is because we don't want that dust, what's sitting on the frame, comes back into your paint. When it's dry, it becomes rough again. So that'd be a waste of time. Always dust down your frame, always. Now I'm wearing a dust mask so the fine dust doesn't go into my lungs. All right, so it's a quick demonstration of dusting your frame. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to prime a little bit of a bare wood of a window. Because if you don't, the finishing coat that you're going to put on is going to come through. So we need to seal it. Now here I'm going to put a little bit of primer on. Just a little bit. Because it's just a little bit of an area. So all you do is dip it in. Take off the excess. And we just tap it up. Tap it. Alright. Tap it and then we just give it a little stroke. Bob's your uncle, all done. We've done the priming, it's all nice and dry. Here is the finishing of what I'm going to apply to the window. Now I'm going to be using a semi-gloss white, which is for woodwork. Okay, semi-gloss white. It's an acrylic base, water base. That means you can wash your brushes, you can clean them after a spillage, but it's not an oil base, it's a water based product. Because it's a small window, even though could be a big area, you don't need to load your brush up with paint and start painting your window, because you'll be making yourself into a mess. And your window would be a mess. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Now you get your brush and you take the tip of the brush here and you dip it. Turn it around and you try and slap it side by side. So this is what you want to hear. Some people do this, which you can, but basically you're scraping off your paint. You're cleaning it. So you're supposed to dip and tap. Always start from the edge of a frame, okay? So it doesn't matter if I get this paint on the wall, because we're going to be painting this wall. So I'm using that as my guideline. So when I'm cutting in this window frame with a wall color, I'm getting it nice and straight. Okay. So you just want about 2 little millimeters of white paint on your frame. That's all you need. Okay. We don't want it thick over there. Always paint your edges first. So that's all you need. Nice little finish off here. Now that all my edges are cut, I'm ready to paint this face of the window. And you go in a nice smooth strokes. Nice smooth stroke. You start off with the edge of your brush, and to lay it off so you don't get brush marks, you use the face of your brush. Lay it off. And the right procedure to hold a brush is to hold it by the stock. So you've got control of it, like you're holding a pencil, like you're holding a brush. And you always leave your bottom last. So it's your sides, your top, side, and your bottom last. You know, it's a stroke in my hands, so I can turn my brush that way. I can go that way because I'm holding the stock of it. Look at that, control. Turn my wrist any angle I want, any angle. Like that way, down like that, any angle. It's really holding it like that. You can't do that, right? You're twisting and turning. You'll buckle up. I'm speaking like a professional painter here. You know? So. Just a little bit more tab. Never let your brush dry. Never let your tip of your hairs be dry. Always keep it wet. Alright? So we got the brush strokes, the brush marks. Notice the way I'm turning my wrist without moving my body. It's just pure wrist control here. Wrist control. No, I'm not moving over there, I'm not moving there, I'm not going like that. No, I'm just in one spot. I'm not in the middle of the window frame, which I'm supposed to be. I'm on a corner. See, now I'm laying the paint off. There we go, all finished. All finished. I should stroke that. All finished. Thank you all for watching. That is how you all prepare and paint a window. And I hope you all learned something from this video. And I hope to see you again. Thank you very much. What up? Boom, boom.